Hello guys, welcome to our C++ class. So we will be discussing today C++ if statement. So we will start one by one from our modules. So let's check that one. So from this module we have if else statement. We also have the for loop and we also have the do while loop. Okay, let's start with the if statement. So I will click this link here. So tingnan muna natin yung link natin. So ang description nito is that the C++ if-else statement. So you will learn to create decision-making statements in a C++ program using different forms of if-else statement. So for example, we have the grading system here. Now meron tayong percentages above 90, so we will assign a grade of A. So 75, B, 65, C. So there are three forms of if-else statement in C++. The first one is the if-only statement. We have the if-else statement, and we have also the nested if-else statement. So for the meantime, we will start with the if statement. So the syntax for that one is if, and then we have the condition, and then the body, kung true ito yung mag-execute. So the if statement evaluates the condition inside the parentheses. So this one will check the condition. If it's true, execute. If it's false, bypass. So it will bypass that certain part of the program. So let's check this one. So this is, so condition is true. So we declare the variable here. So integer number is equal to 5. So if, because 5 is greater than 0, so magra-run yung code natin. Okay? So code after if magra-run din to. So pagka-run ito, kung true ito, magra-run ito. And kahit na anong mangyayari, magra-run pa rin yung nasa labas niya. So kapag false naman, ito naman, so dahil false ito, hindi niya ira-run ito. Pero ira-run niya pa rin yung nasa labas ng program doon sa if. So ito yung example natin. So kokopyahin ko muna to. So I will copy this one. So gawa ako ng bagong file. So paste ko siya. Okay, so para makita natin. So ibababa ko to kasi medyo napapa. Okay. So nag-declare tayo ng input-output stream, and then the namespace. This is the start of our program actually. So lagi namang mangyayari. So we declare the variable number. So it's an integer. So wala tayong decimal point. So cout, enter an integer, and then we will put that value inside the number. Okay. So and then that number, papasok siya dito. So if this one is true, execute niya to. If this one is false, punta siya dito. So let's try to run this program. So I'll type this one. If okay, so after compiling that one, so we have 0 errors. Let's try to run that program. Okay, run natin yung program. So enter an integer. So I will type 25. So you enter the positive integer 25. So ito yung value na pumasok dito. So because this one is true, so let's run the program again. So lagay natin dito. I will put -5. Okay, this statement is always executed kasi false ito. -5 is not greater than 0. So bypass this part of the program. So it will go here. So here's an output. And then let's go with the if-else statement. So this is the if-else statement. So the if statement can have an optional else clause. No? Its syntax is, of course, if and if the condition is true. So we will go with that one. And else if the condition is false. So pupunta siya dito. So the if-else statement evaluates the condition inside the parentheses. So we have a value of 5, so that is true. So execute niya to, bypass ito, and then we'll go here. And then the next one, if this one is false, pupunta siya dito, bypass naman niya to, punta siya dito, and then execute niya yung susunod dito. So if the condition evaluates true, the code inside the body of if is executed. Skip, no? So ito naman yung description niya. So madali lang naman siyang intindihin just for reading this one even without this with. Okay? So let's try to copy this code para naman makita natin yung output. So gawa ko ng bago and then I will paste this one. Okay, so mag-start tayo dito. So our program, enter an integer, kamukha lang nung kanina. Okay, so we have if number is greater than or equal to 0. So we have the cout, you enter the positive number. So that is the given number. Else, no, you enter the negative number. So that is this one. This line is always printed. So kung true, piprint niya to, and then dito, kung false, piprint niya to, and then dito. So let's try to if else. Okay, so let's run the program. So I have this. So enter an integer. So I will type 56 example. Okay, so you enter the positive integer. So pumunta siya dito and then pumunta siya dito. So let's try to run that again. Negative 78. So you enter the negative integer, negative 78. So dahil this one is false, pupunta siya dito, execute this one, and then proceed to this one, and then end the program. So that's how if-else statement works. Okay, aside from the two, we also have the if-else, else-if statement. So this one is multiple condition. So the if-else statement is used to execute a block of code among two alternatives. So however, kung kailangan nyo ng another, especially when you were taking a range of grades, for example, so kailangan natin pumunta dun sa different part of else if. So this one is if statement, else if. So another else if, kung maraming coverage yung number range natin, kailangan natin maglagay ng multiple else if. So this one, so tignan natin to. So if condition, then program inside the condition. Else if another condition, then program. And else, pag walang nag-true dun sa lahat ng nasa taas, pupunta siya dito. So we will have code block 3. So the code block 1 executed. So we will check this one. So if condition 1 evaluates to true, the code block 1 is executed. If condition 1 evaluates to false, then condition 2 is evaluated. Kapag true naman yung 2, so executed siya. Pag false, punta ulit siya. So bumababa siya hanggat makita niya kung saan yung tama niyang program. So tingnan natin yung isang example dito. So ito yung example. So copy ko siya. Gawa ulit ako ng okay. So, copy lang to. Well, pwede naman dun sa pero syempre 'di ba pag pwede naman 'yun, pero I prefer this one kasi ito tayo mga condition. So itatag ko rin 'to para alam natin nandito siya sa part na dire-diretso. So nandito siya sa if, tapos else if, else. Okay, so I will run this program. So I will name it if else if. Let's see. Okay, so let's wait for the compile. So let's run the program. have this one. So, kagaya lang siya kanina, kaya lang medyo na-extend siya ng konti kasi nga, meron tayong values dito. So, kanina, 'di ba, puwede tayong maglagay ng 0 kasi meron siyang equal dito sa sign na 'to. So, kapag in-equal natin, magka-out siya dito. So, pupunta tayo ngayon dito sa else if para yung value ng 0 natin meron siyang sariling output. So, I will type 5 for example. So, positive is true. So, I will run this one. I will type 10 or negative 10. So, that's negative. So, this one is false. So, pupunta siya dito. So, execute niya 'to. And then, let's execute this one. Okay. So, this one, yung else naman natin dito, 'pag naglagay ako ng 0, 'di ba? So, wala naman siyang equal, so false ito. So, wala din siyang, equal or less than to 0, false din 'to. So, pupunta siya dito and then you entered 0 and then meron tayong another cout na kapag natapos 'to, mag-e-execute pa rin ito kasi nasa labas na siya nung if else statement. Okay? So, aside from the given, if else, there are other ways para magkaroon tayo ng true statement at false statement. So, meron tayong tinatawag na mga operators kasi pwede natin siyang ilagay dun sa condition ng statement natin. So, I think you are familiar with the arithmetic operators. We have plus, minus, multiply, and the modules operator. So, kailangan magkakaroon tayo ng remainder. So, kapag nagkaroon siya ng remainder, meron siya lalabas na value. Sa plus plus naman, mag-a-add siya ng 1 for increase integer value by 1. And then sa minus minus, magdi-decrease siya ng integer value by 1. Meron naman tayong rational. So we have an operator equal equal. No? It checks if the values of two operands are equal. Okay. So we have not equal. This is not equal. So the two values. So A is not equal to B. It is true. So magpo-proceed yung program. So we have the greater than sign or the left operand is greater than the value of right operand. So A is greater than B. It's not true kasi 10 lang yung A natin, yung B natin 20. So not true again. So we have A and we have A is less than or equal to B. So that is true because our B is. For logical operators, so for example, there are following logical operators supported by C++ language. Okay, so assume we will assume a variable for A which is 1 and variable for B which is 0. Then let's have this one. So 1, so that is the logical AND operator. So 1 and 0 pala. So 1 and 0, that is false. Kasi nga, kailangan both the operands are non-zero. So for logical OR, the symbol is this one. So if any of the two operands is non-zero, then condition becomes true. So if any, no? So if this one is 0, kahit na ito is 1, so true pa rin siya. Kasi nga, any yung sinasabi sa OR. So that is 1, 0, then the output is 1. And 1, 0, 1 and 0, the output is 0, which is false. So for not naman, so use to reverse the logical state. So if you're going to put not, so it will become true kasi nga, no? False siya. Not false, so true. So that is the use of the not, logical not. So let's have an example. Let's copy this code here. Okay, so let's check the code. So hindi ko na siya papalitan kasi. Okay, so let's compile this one. Name this one operator. Okay, So see out, enter an integer. So we will put a value for the integer num value here. If num is not equal to 0, so let's run. So let's run the program. So I will input a value here. So we'll type, for example, 25. Okay, so let's check this one. The value is 25 and that is not equal to 0, and that 25 will be divided by 2, no? So meron siyang remainder. So etong modulus natin, divide 2. Ang remainder natin is 1, so that is, this one is false. So pupunta siya dito. So if the value of 25 divided by 2 with the remainder is equal to 0, kung true yun, pupunta siya dito. Kung false yun, pupunta siya dito. Else, no, the number is 0 and it is neither even nor odd. So just in case na naglagay tayo ng 0 value, so that is false, pupunta siya dito. Dahil false ito, pupunta siya dito, and then it will go here. So let's try to run that one with an output of 0. So type 0. So the number is 0 and it is neither even nor odd. So this line is always printed. So kasi nasa labas na siya nung if. So body of if else with only one statement. So pareho lang naman kasi siya kasi nga ito lang kasi yung part na yan. So wala naman tayong nilagay na iba. So kapag meron kayong if tsaka else lang, no, as only one statement, meron lang tayong isang statement, pwede nating alisin to, yung mga braces natin. So for example, you can replace this one with this one. Kakaroon tayo ng much shorter program. So let's go back to your module. Punta tayo dito sa lip tier. And if here divided by 4 is not equal to 0, so let's try to run this one. Copy. Okay, so let's run. So we have the C out here, enter a year. No? So I will type, for example, 2004. So 2004 is a leap year. So let's check how this thing works. So first, no, nag-enter tayo ng year 2004. Papasok siya sa value ng year. And then yung year natin divided by 4 is not equal to 0. So it's true. No? So we'll proceed to this one. So it's true, no? And then our year, which is 2004 divided by 100, so is not is equal to 0. So pupunta siya dito. Kaya lang, this one is false kasi meron tayong buta, no? So meron siyang buta ng konti, that is the 0.04. So meron, if you divide this one, we have a remainder. So this one will become false. Di siya pupunta dito. Pero pupunta siya dito kasi nga ito false, punta siya dito. So yung year natin, 2004, is a leap year. Okay? So pagka-execute nito, so bypass tayo dito kasi nga na-execute niya ito na true. So this one is true kasi. So kapag ito nag-true, end the program na siya kasi wala naman tayong ibang output dito. Okay, so let's try to run the program again. So 2045. So it's not a leap year. Try natin dito. So year divided by 4, false na siya kasi nga that is not equal to 0. So it is not a leap year. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, so the year 2000, so punta tayo dito. So year 2000 divided by 4 is true. So that is true. Okay? So if year, di-divide natin ng 100, so another true, no? So true again siya, pupunta siya dito. So 2000 divided by 400, that is true kasi magkakaroon siya 0. So eto yung output. So let's try another one. 1900. Okay. So eto. Okay, so I will run again this program and I will type 1900. So 1900 is not a leap year. Bakit? So let's check the calculator. So 1900, although when you divide it by 4, so wala tayong remainder, so that is true. So pupunta pa rin siya dito. But 475 or 1900, let's go back to 1900, divided by 100 this time, that is also true. Kasi wala siyang remainder dito. Okay, so if that is true, it will proceed here. And then let's type again 1900 divided by 400. And that is false kasi meron tayong remainder. So we have a decimal point. So if 1900 divided by 4 is not equal to 0, so that's the remainder. So that's the remainder. So we have the C out. If that is 0, we will go with the leap year. Pero false siya kasi nga meron tayong remainder. That's why our else will become false. So dito tayo. So after running that program, iba-bypass na niya lahat yan. So babypass na niya to kasi nga if true, bypass. Okay? So if true, bypass. Okay? And then it will end the program.